Okay, so last night was the Collider screening of Avengers Infinity War at Arclight Cinema, and the Q&A with the Russo brothers immediately following. They made it really fun for everybody, and my buddy, I'm a film editor, actually answered the first question right and won an Infinity Gauntlet. And he even got to meet the Russo brothers, so huge shout out to him for keeping me and everybody else updated on everything that was happening at the event. Be sure to follow him for updates on his editing, and he also has a short film coming out pretty soon called Fair Play. He did get to talk to the Russo brothers and did ask them about the trailer, and I'll get into that in just a little bit. So, right off the bat, we got a ton of information about Avengers Infinity War. There were some big questions that a lot of people had after the movie came out, and the Russo brothers did a great job at answering all of the questions. I'm going to talk about all the questions that were asked and all the answers that they gave, all the new information that we learned, because it's actually all really interesting. There was talks of Secret Wars, there was talks of Beta Ray Bill, there was talks about the Soul Stone, just a lot of great, exciting information. But I know everybody just wants to hear about Avengers 4, so I'll do you a favor since this probably is going to be a long video, and I'll talk about that first. So right off the bat, sadly, there was no trailer shown yesterday. It wasn't released anywhere, and it wasn't shown at the screening. I know there were some radio stations claiming that the Avengers 4 trailer was coming out yesterday or today. Those are false. So don't expect the trailer today. Also, nobody knows what the title is yet. At least officially. There are many people out there that stick to Annihilation like it's carved in stone, and it very well may be, but last night the title was not revealed, and nobody from Marvel or the Russo brothers have confirmed any title at all. In fact, when the Q&A started, the Russo brothers said no Avengers 4 and no Avengers 4 trailer questions. And obviously, everybody was pretty bummed out because there was hope that we would get some information about Avengers 4. Either the trailer release date or the title. But when anybody asked a question about Avengers 4, despite them saying no questions, here's what they did. That's right, they brought an air horn. So anytime somebody asked a question about Avengers 4, they blew the air horn. They even teased about this on their Instagram story. So nothing official came from Marvel or the Russo brothers last night, but when people got the chance to talk to the Russo brothers, they did say that the trailer is coming very soon. So that could be in a few days, or that could be in a month, since Kevin Feige said that we'd get it before the end of the year. At the end of this video, I'll talk about the current speculation after last night on what the trailer release date could be. But again, that is just speculation and nothing official. But like I said, there were many great questions asked, and the answers gave us a lot of great insight, so I'll just dive into the Q&A. Also, if you'd like a chance to win a copy of Infinity War, The Art of the Movie art book, a copy of Infinity War, Deadpool 2, or Ant-Man and the Wasp on Blu-ray, and some special edition posters, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, like the video, and comment down below with your thoughts and your favorite superhero. So the first question I'll talk about is about Secret Wars. I've actually seen some people already say that Secret Wars is confirmed to be happening. Not true. Here's a clip of the question and what the Russo brothers answered.
You mentioned after Avengers that you're going to be done taking a break from superhero movies. We all get that. We respect that. You've done the impossible with this. Saying that, Disney's about to acquire Fox with Fantastic Four and X-Men. So, have you changed your mind? Not until they're ready to make Secret Wars.
Hell yeah! So as you heard, the Russo brothers are taking a break from directing superhero films, but since Disney is about to get the Fantastic Four and X-Men, they were asked if they would come back, and they replied, not unless there's going to be a Secret Avengers film. So that is super exciting that that could be a possibility, and the Russo brothers would obviously be amazing at directing that film, but this in no way confirms that there's one in the works right now. The next question was about Red Skull and why the Russo brothers decided to bring him back for Avengers Infinity War, and this is what they had to say.
That character, we may have played around with Monster's Choice, did not get him, but we always thought we need someone that the audience is going to trust, that when he explains the rules of how you obtain the stone, that they will believe the character. We thought, and I think the Martians revealed, we thought really hard to have him back in the film.
This just makes perfect sense. The Russo brothers wanted a character that the audience could trust and believe when it came down to how to obtain the stones. Apparently there was talk of Jessica Jones or maybe Iron Fist, but again, ultimately it came down to who can the audience trust, and since Red Skull has a history of the Tesseract, we all know we can trust Red Skull. The next question was about the supposed Captain Marvel Easter egg in Avengers Infinity War with Cole Obsidian's sash that looks a lot like Captain Marvel's outfit. Well, Anthony Russo said that Cole Obsidian's Captain Marvel looking sash was just a coincidence.
I should have been having a thing.
There's no time for a thing. That's the thing right there. Let's go.
Then somebody asked a question kind of about Vision possibly coming back in Avengers 4, in which the Russo brothers replied, "Vision is dead." Somebody then asked a question of why the Russo brothers started the movie off with Thanos destroying Thor's ship. And here's what they had to say.
That it's going to knock the others off balance. Thanos already has the upper hand. Everyone's had their ass kicked. People are dead. And we just felt like it would be a more shocking opening that would define him as a character for the rest of the movie. It's a grand entrance for him as a character. Is that, he's already in the midst of his plan and we're catching up to it.
Another part of the reason why we did that was the end of Civil War, the idea that we left the Avengers in a place where they're broken and separated from one another. And we knew that created a vulnerability in them because they were no longer together, they were no longer a team. So the fact that Thanos could strike fast and be one step ahead of them was even more threatening to them in the narrative because, again, in order for them to respond to this threat of Thanos, in order for they would have to they had a long road to go before they could get on the same team again, and which they never actually do in this film. They never are united as a force in this film, and that was part of the concept of having Thanos one step ahead of them. Was that was where they were most vulnerable because they were divided.
So the shock of just how strong and smart Thanos is, the ability for Thanos to be one step ahead of the Avengers and have the upper hand while the Avengers are broken and separated, is why they started the movie off with Thanos. They wanted to show you who he is and just how strong of a villain he is. Then the Russo brothers set some theories straight about where Thanos is at the end of Infinity War. Many people had different theories and ideas about where he could be. Some people thought he was on Earth, but some people thought that he was actually on Titan, and that he used the Time Stone to simply reverse the effects of the planet dying, or he simply went back in time. Well, the Russo brothers confirmed that he is not on Titan. He is on what they called Titan 2. Basically, his new home, because they said that the planet that he's on is not Titan in the past. Another question that was asked was, how did they decide which heroes were going to fall victim of the snap? And what they said was, they always knew who they wanted dusted, so they came into the movie knowing who was going to fall victim. And it sure was a coincidence that all of the original Avengers are the ones who are left. We see what you did there, Russo brothers. And speaking about heroes that were dusted, they were asked that if they could bring one hero back that fell victim to the snap, who would it be? And their answer was Peter Parker.
Start? I don't feel so good.
You're all right.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Hurry. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Sir, please.
And speaking about Spidey, the Russo brothers were asked about Spider-Man Homecoming, where it says that the events of Spider-Man Homecoming took place 8 years later, when in fact we all know that they took place 4 years later after the events of New York and not 8. When asked about this, the Russo brothers said that they didn't make Spider-Man Homecoming and their film is right, confirming that the events of Spider-Man Homecoming took place 4 years after the events of New York and not 8. You may have heard stories that Disney is developing a Falcon and Winter Soldier TV series for the Disney streaming service Disney+. And somebody asked the Russo brothers if they're involved in it, and they said that if it's happening, they're not involved in it. Now that doesn't mean that it's not happening, but if it does, they won't be involved. Somebody asked that if the firing of James Gunn and the hold put on Guardians of the Galaxy 3 affected Avengers 4 like some rumors said it did. There were many rumors that the firing of James Gunn and the hold on Guardians of the Galaxy 3 made the Russo brothers change Avengers 4. The Russo brothers said that when all of this happened, they had already shot the movie, so it didn't affect Avengers 4 at all. The Russo brothers also addressed the fake scripts and the fake scenes that they did, and they actually gave an example. One example was in one scene, they actually had Gamora throw Thanos off of a cliff, which obviously never happened. Thanos threw Gamora off as a sacrifice to get the Soul Stone. But speaking of Gamora and Thanos, somebody asked about a possible mistake that the Russo brothers could have made. In Guardians of the Galaxy, Gamora says that she was the last of her race. But in Infinity War, Thanos says that her planet is thriving and that the children eat well after he balanced it. As it turns out, it's not a mistake, but the Russo brothers replied with, "Who do you believe, Thanos or Gamora?" So perhaps Thanos is lying. Also, bad news for Asgardian fans. The Russo brothers confirmed that half of the Asgardians that were on Thor's ship got away from Thanos. But as it turns out, half of the half were wiped away by Thanos' snap. The Russo brothers were also asked about Beta Ray Bill, and as it turns out, they said that they discussed him as a possible character several times, but ultimately, they could never work him into the story. We were so close, y'all. Then we got some major Soul Stone questions answered. When asked about the Soul Stone, the Russo brothers said that the Soul Stone has the ability to manipulate your soul and your essence of who you are. Thanos uses the Soul Stone to pull Strange out of his own body when he's multiple Stranges. Thanos also uses the Soul Stone to talk to his dead daughter. I don't know about you all, but I have a hunch that we might see Soul World in Avengers 4. The Russo brothers also addressed in the Q&A some theories about the Hulk fighting Thanos. A lot of people said that Thanos was easily able to defeat the Hulk because he was using the Power Stone. But this is not true. According to the Russo brothers, Thanos was able to easily beat the Hulk in the beginning not because of the Power Stone, but rather because he was smarter and more calculated than the Hulk. And another theory that came up in regards to this scene was that Loki disguised himself as Banner in order to escape. Well, they set the story straight and said that this is not true. In their definitive words, they said, Loki is dead. And I thought I would end this breakdown of the Q&A with Stanley. The Russo brothers were asked about Stanley's cameos, and they said that Stanley was always told about his particular cameo right before he came to the set and never turned down any of their cameos. Stanley had a running joke on the set that was, "Why do I always only get one line?" Stanley has in fact shot his cameo for Avengers 4, so we will see him there. So that's it for this breakdown of the Russo brothers Q&A with Collider. The questions that I discussed were ones that I found most relevant to Infinity War and Avengers 4. The Q&A was 2 hours long, so there were some questions that were asked that I didn't put in here, like what was the Russo brothers' favorite part of the movie? Thor landing in Wakanda, by the way.
Bring me Thanos!
But again, these were the most important and relevant questions and answers. Again, unfortunately, nothing official was given to us about Avengers 4, Avengers 4 trailer, or the Avengers 4 title. But the Russo brothers did say that it is coming very soon. And according to the reports of some people that actually got to meet and talk to the Russo brothers have confirmed this, that they did say it's coming very, very soon. So again, I know I've said this before, but the Prelude comes out December 5th, and they should release the trailer before then. And the rumor going around right now by people who were at the event and by people who have been right about these things in the past is that it will come out December 3rd. It's important to note that although this is being talked about by credible people, it is no way confirmed, but we can only hope. So let me know what you think about the Russo brothers answers in the Q&A in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, comment down below, and like the video so you can enter the giveaway and stay up to date on everything relating to Avengers 4. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.